Welcome back to Turning Pages with Bree. So glad you took some of your TIME time here to spend with me on this video. Okay, so this video is actually me sharing with you my June wrap up, the books that I read in the month of June. And of course, you already know, please comment, like, and subscribe if you are enjoying my videos. I would like to tell you that I actually got in 15 books this month, or today is actually July 1st, so last month. And just wanted to share really quickly with you a little bit about the books that I read and give you my thoughts. So starting right on top, we are going to see Miss Kennedy Ryan's Can't Get Enough. That is one of the books I just recently finished, so it is still taking up rent free in my mind. So I can tell you that this, to me, was a 4.5 star read. I enjoyed it immensely. Now I can tell you that out of the 3 books of this Skyland series, I would say that my favorite is the first one, Before I Let Go. I guess, I don't know, I just, second chance romance, I really did enjoy that, and so it just spoke to me the most. It was my fave out of all 3. So that was my 5 star of all 3. But I enjoyed the series as a whole. I enjoyed the second book, and now the third one. I definitely can say I enjoyed it as well. Identified a lot with some of the things, not all, some of the things that the main character Kendrix is going through. So it's just wonderful how Miss Kennedy Ryan writes her stories, how she identifies with those, or how she allows the reader to identify with the characters so well. And if you have not picked up any one of these books, I definitely would tell you, do yourself a favor and read the Skyland series. It is very, very good. It's interesting. It's all of the things, all the feels. It is grabbing, emotional, tear-jerker type of, emotions from the characters and what happens throughout the books and throughout the story. So 4.5 star for me. Can't get enough. Loved it. Moving right along, I read another of Miss J.L. Seeger's in the Revive Restore Me. I guess this would be the sequel. This was a short one, and it's part 2, The Affair. So this is between Christopher and Mallory. This is part 2 of their story. I think they do have, I know they have another section, part 3. I don't know if anything's after that. I can't remember, but this one wasn't very long. I can say that it was a 3 star read for me. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. Okay. Definitely, like I said, I personally think this probably could have been in the second book or the first book of Revive Me. She could have just made it a little longer and included this in there. That's my opinion. But this is a 3 star read, and I am going to carry on with the series because I do enjoy her writing. So I am going to pick up the next one, which is The Apology, and I think that's part 3 of this. So I will be moving forward. The next book I read is Christina Lauren, The Paradise Problem. I've had this on my shelf for a while. This was a book of the month pick for me, and I have heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of people have said they really, really enjoyed it, and now I can attest that I did too enjoy this book. I listened to it and read it at the same time, so I did it in tandem. I can tell you that I thought it was a good palate cleanser. It did have I'm not going to give anything away, but I will tell you that my opinion of this was a 3 star read as well. or a 3.5. I would say this is 3.5. I think I put 3 stars because Goodreads, you can't do the half points, but on Fable, you can put the half points. So 3.5 for me, truly. And this was my very first read of Miss Christina, or I think it's 2 people. So Christina Lauren, this is my first read of their books. And so I am definitely going to be reading some more by them. It made you laugh. It was very comical. But I enjoyed it. I thought the storyline was interesting. It kept me wanting to go ahead and finish it, which is a good sign of a good book. You know, it was a good palate cleanser to me. And it's not too heavy, but it's interesting. So, like The Paradise Problem. The next book I read was Archer's Voice, Miss Mia Sheridan. This was my very first read of Mia Sheridan, and this is a series. This is the first book in the series, and I can tell you I gave this a 4-star. It was very good to me. I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the characters. I felt like I was engaged, really, you know, I could feel with what the characters were going through and describing. My first thought about after reading this book is that I want to read the second one, the next one. So that lets me know that I enjoyed it. So this 4-star read for me, Archer Voice. If you have not read anything by Mia, you may want to start with this one because it is very interesting and it's heartfelt. It was good. I enjoyed it. The next book I read was Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. And this book I've had on my shelf for a long time because I actually got this about, I don't know, a year ago. And I got it because I liked the way it looked. I thought, you know, that's cute. I just thought it was a nice book, nice looking book. And it wasn't too terribly long. I did go in blind, not really knowing what it was going to be about, but it actually turned out to be okay. It was a 3-star read for me as well. But does it make me want to really grab the next one? A little. I can read it, but I don't have to read it right now, which means I'm probably not going to be reading it for a while. It was just, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it's not something that I just got to grab and read right this second. So, Shatter Me. And like I said, I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I was just sharing with you guys mostly what I read and how I felt about it. So moving right along, I also read Expiration Dates. And sorry about that tag. You can't, you can see it there. But anyways, this by Miss Rebecca Surley was unexpectedly really good. It took a minute to get into it. It wasn't grab your attention right off the bat. It kind of slow, it moved a little slow. But once I got into it, once I started reading it, it became very interesting. I can say that I do recommend reading this. I'm trying to remember exactly what I swore I put this at. Hold on. Look like I did a 2.5 star. So because it moves slow, I think that's why I did the 2.5 stars on this, because it does move slow in the beginning, in my opinion. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I definitely will give Rebecca Surley another shot and pick up something else from her to read, because this was not, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like, oh, I gotta read it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it's okay. It's an easy read. I can tell you that. It's an easy read. But it just, it was okay. The next book I read was Sally Hepworth, The Younger Wife. Okay, so this I got for $1 or $1.25. I got this book from Dollar Tree. Okay, and I thought, you know, man, this is a popular writer. I've seen a lot of, you know, seen her books in Barnes and Noble and you know, at the library and things like that. So I was like, for $1.25, I can try it. So this book was not it was truly a 2-star for me. Do I want to read anything else by Miss Sally? If based on this book, no. I will not be picking her up anytime soon. Will I be picking her up ever? Possibly, but probably not this year for sure. I just, it was just hit or miss. This was supposed to be like a thriller, and I guess, and it was suspenseful somewhat, but it just, y'all, it just didn't do it for me. It just didn't. And I'm a thriller girly. I like reading thrillers, but that one, it just took, it was a pain to get through. It was kind of painful. That's just my opinion, but it's not saying that she probably doesn't have other books that may intrigue me more. This one just didn't do what I like in my thrillers for me. Okay, and so moving right along, I also read this book called Mega Man by Mel Dow. Y'all, this book was a 4-star read for me. I enjoyed it. It was recommended by my cousin, and I am so glad she did, because when I tell you it was interesting, it's of course a romance, but it was funny. It kept you engaged. I ran through this one because it was just so good. Definitely think you should read this one. If you have not read Mega Man, go do yourself a favor and read it. It's just interesting and fun. And it's just good. The next one I read is The Next Miss Parrish. That is by Miss Liv Constantine. It's the second book in the series. The first one was The Last Miss Parrish, and because I enjoyed that one, I went ahead and picked up the second one, and I gave it a 4-star as well. For a thriller, for me, suspenseful, it hit all the marks. It did all the things that I needed to do, and so I was engaged, enjoyed it a lot, and definitely want to read more by Miss Liv Constantine. I definitely think I like her as a writer. The next one was Hostile Takeover by Miss Christina C. Jones. Of course, she's one of my favorite authors, and this one did not miss. It is a 4-star read for me, probably a 4.5. The angst is angsting. It's a romance, of course, but it is a hostile takeover. It really, really is. I enjoyed that book a lot and definitely recommend go read it. Go read it now. The next one was Pretty Shattered Heart, which is the second in the Pretty Shattered trilogy. It's 3 books. I have the last one left to read, Pretty Shattered Mind. But Pretty Shattered Heart was good to me. I gave it a 3.5 stars. It's by Miss Robbie Renee. The first one, really, really enjoyed it. And the second one, this one, I enjoyed it as well. It's a short read. It's not very long, so you can get through it really quickly. But I have nothing but good things to say about the series so far. I definitely recommend that you pick it up and read it. The next one is Part of Your World by, by Abby Jimenez. And this is the first installment, the first book in, I think it's a 3-book series. I wanted to start with the first one, and I gave it a 3-star. It was interesting and it kept you engaged. It was good. It was just, it wasn't the best I've ever read, but it was definitely interesting and it was good. I enjoyed the read. Again, a good palate cleanser, just something refreshing to kind of put in between if you read something heavy, to me. That's my opinion. The next one was The Games We Play by Alexandra Warren. This was a 3.5-star read for me as well. Again, a romance, and this one kept you entertained. It was funny, but also it was a lot of push and pull in it. So I enjoyed that book as well, and enough so that I wanted to read the second installment, the second series, this number 2 in the series, and I'm reading that now. The next one is Love Unexpected by Miss Love Bevlin. This is part of the Love's Improbable Possibilities series. And this was number 2 in the series. I read number 1 last month, and so went on into number 2, and the two characters is kind of like still following their story. It's interesting, and of course, in engaging and all of those things. I definitely advise, if you have not read Love Bevelin books, this is I think a good place to start in this series. I am so glad that I chose to start in this one. But I gave this a 3.5 if I didn't say that. The next one, let's see. I think that might be it, y'all. I think I went through all of them. Yeah, I think I went through all of them. That should have been 15. So I had a very, very good reading month. It was a lot of books, because to me 15 is a lot. I did a lot of listening, as I have told you guys before. I tend to listen a lot while I'm working, so I can get through books pretty quickly. I do some in tandem where I listen and read, and then of course my Kindle, sometimes I am on that and I will just physically just read the ebook. So the majority, though, are audio, just in case you're wondering. But I actually am picking up more on the Kindle, too, because it tends to move kind of fast. So those numbers are kind of meeting a little bit because I'm enjoying reading from my Kindle as well. So anyways, don't want to make this too terribly long, and hopefully you have enjoyed me chatting away again about the books that I read in the month of June, and I will definitely see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.